Yeah, look, say hi, Jet.
Ready?
Say hi, everybody.
Ready?
Yeah, so here we are, venturing into video again, and we'll see how this goes. But Jet and I just wanted to say hi. Can you see his bed here? He just woke up from a nap. Did you go night night? Yeah. Say hi.
Hey.
And just wanted to ask you all to keep praying for us. We are, as you probably know, we're praying about our next step, and it's so different than any other time in our life because previously there's been one obvious progressive step for us, but now there's activity in a variety of different areas, and it would be very easy for us to move in more than one place, but that's not possible. So we need to figure out where we're going to base out of, and so that might be here in Kansas City. And had a meeting with some IHOP folks yesterday, and or one IHOP folk. The other folk didn't make it, and so we're talking about that. And then also, I'm headed to Detroit soon, and praying a lot about that. You know what? There's it's very very interesting. I've been thinking about it, praying about it. The idea is just to see the prayer movement advanced in the state, and so I'm considering that. And then also Manitou Springs, of course, is landed back on my radar. Say radar.
Yeah.
Radar. And baby. And so a lot going on, but there's so many different things that we need to take into consideration. You know, my heart is wherever we go, we have got to see significant partnership and relationship between ministries, and I've been doing this a little while, and it becomes excuse me, it becomes very easy to be an island, and where ministries are so focused on what they're doing and they're spending a lot of time and energy. Um, we've got to figure out a way to get through that, and Jet's waving, and to become spend a lot of our time connecting and strategically developing not only relationship but citywide ministry. And so, the call is for every church in the city to be praying hours a day, every pastor, every leader, every member. And then, so that would be that's job one. And then, the second step would be to be strategically involved, submitted one to another in the city, responding to apostolic leadership, and pulling together all the resources and ideas and strengths and all of that, and seeing a city taken. And so those two activities right there should, in my opinion, should take up the bulk of most leaders' lives: prayer and city advance. And so, and then beyond that, there's the power of delegation. There's so many different others that we'll have working with us that can take care of a lot of that, the other stuff that's very important also. So, yeah. So I just thought I would say hi, and so if we move to Detroit, I look forward to making a lot of connections with pastors. If we move to back to Manitou Springs, it'll be so important that churches come together and make this thing happen. And I always remember the call to prayer a few years ago, so probably 5 years ago now, something called secret prayer. And the idea was, here's the idea for secret prayer: pastors would invite people into their church to pray, which happened, and we were in over 100 churches in Colorado Springs. And so we would pray, but then the idea, we'd pray for 2 hours through the church, pray in the Spirit, pray over the classrooms and the teachers and the chairs and the instruments and all that kind of stuff, and just praying blessing in life. And then the idea was that pastor of that church would join us the next Friday night from 10 p.m. to midnight and pray in another church. So as it grew, we would see most of the pastors in the city every Friday night at 10 p.m. gathered together praying for another church. That never happened. We saw this prayer movement develop and grow. It was powerful. And while sometimes there would be 150 people there, only one or two would be pastors most of the time. And there were even times when the pastor wouldn't even show up, and we would just be let in. The janitor would be sent out to let us into the building, and we've got to fix that. And so we need to figure out really these two primary um, responsibilities in our cities. Number one, pray a lot. Number two, be strategically connected with other leaders, which means we're going to have to figure out this submission thing. We're going to have to figure out the hierarchy thing. You know, there are apostles of cities that we need to be responding to, and so a local church pastor will have certain responsibilities, but then he will find himself submitting to and serving uh, apostles in the city, these kinds of things, and it's messy to work all that out, and you don't want to get into titles and all of that, but governmentally, scripturally, we know that God set it up that way, and so we see apostolic leaders in cities, and if they're going to lead, that means the rest of the body needs to be in position and responsive, and so got an itch. Is that better? So yeah. So anyway, that's the idea. So other options. There's other options out there. You know, we're close to Branson, Missouri, where my parents live, and it's an emerging Christian epicenter, and so that's a possibility too. And of course, we could stay here at IHOP and base out of here. So the idea is we need to figure out where we're going to base out of, and we will be involved in all of the rest of the ministry as well. So that's the plan. Just wanted to say blessings to you, and any final words, Jet? Woo! You want to say bye?
Bye.
Say love you.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.